I had suffered in my childhood because of the lack of guidance. I did not have anybody because I am coming from a rural area and a very average family, middle class family, or a lower middle class family. Did not have any educated people surrounding in that area. Did not have anybody to give a guidance as to what I should do, where I should go for the higher education. Only just what you call, or what we all believe in, fate made me to this stage. And even to the extent of finding an education to give a very meager fee in the government schools. Such a meager fee during those days had to be very difficult, and then some of my people had to help me. Okay, I will support, like that, because the English education or the modern education was very little in vogue those days in our villages. So naturally somebody had to help. So it was only like that I was forced to go to the government schools, high schools level we call it at that time, those days. And fortunately I was one of the 2 students who got first class from the government high school called Government School at Narakal. Naturally, my friends and neighbors and people in the locality, they were so much clamored. No, this boy who got a first class, he has to continue the education. Then there was a conflict. He has to go and get a job. He has got a first class. He will be selected directly. He has to get a job and bring the money home because for survival. This was a conflicting. Then somebody said I was too short stature, very small boy, not with a shaven head and with a topi on the head and with a half sleeve. Oh, who will give a job to this boy? He is such an urchin and nobody will give a job. Oh, then okay, then the consensus was, then let him go and spend some time in the college. That is how. Again, colleges at Ernakulam town, presently what we call Cochin, part of Cochin, we had government college, private colleges. Standard wise, private colleges were much better off, but facilities wise or the expenses wise, the government college was the cheapest. You had to give only almost nothing to get a form. So naturally you go to that college where you get the form free. Well, get the form free and start filling up the form. Yes, you have to look up and down, this side and that side, what he is writing, what are the options. Of course, the advantage was in those days everything was in English medium. High school was in English medium. Even the middle class that was in middle school, that was also in English medium. So I had that advantage, so the forms were there. Everybody is writing, okay, right and left, people are writing first group, second group, third group. Oh, choice. What should be the first choice? First choice, first group. Second choice, second group. Third choice, third group. There were only 2 groups under the then Madras University with the famous Dr. Lakshmana Swami Mudaliar as the Vice Chancellor. And there were only 3 groups. The first group and second group students could go for any technical education, medical or engineering. Both people could go. That is, one is mathematics oriented, the other is biology oriented, and third is the history, geography and all those things. There was no commerce group those days. Commerce was only one of the subjects in the optional subjects in the third. So I too wrote, everybody is writing. First choices, I too wrote. Okay, then intermediate, we call intermediate passed. That was during the year 1948. I passed that. Of course, I had also, as a student staying away from my home, I had the liberty of walking around the street with all this thing for independence. So we were only followers, not the leaders, because they wanted crowd. College students had to be in the street fighting for the independence. Okay, we are also one of them, carrying the flag or something like that, without understanding what it will lead to, where we will be led to. That understanding was very little. So that was going on, and then 48 I passed. Then I was, my war days, you see, from my family, my eldest brother had joined the military those days under the British rule. So he was in the military. So there was an attraction even to join that college. See, the fee, we had complete fee concession. Means fees completely free, don't give any fees. Then another advantage was the complete books you get free, all the set of books. So these were another advantage, the other advantages which dragged me to the college. Education was free because of my eldest brother being in the military under the British rule those days. So again I passed, I wrote the exam, and then immediately after finishing the exam, the next day I took up an assignment in 1948 May as a clerk in the electricity department of the then Cochin state. Those days we had Travancore state, Cochin state, and Malabar, that was a part of the Madras presidency, which was this. So I took up, went, and though I got that, when the result came, it so happened that I was first class, first among all the community students all over the then Madras presidency, which comprised of entire Malabar area, entire Tamil Nadu area, and major part of Andhra Pradesh, Cochin state, and Travancore. Travancore was having a separate exam system, even those days being a separate state. So the results came. After writing for the exam, I got the job as a clerk. I went and joined. I was very happy. I was able to support my parents and my others who were undergoing the education. My elder brother was also working as a clerk. So one man in the military, two people in the government job as clerk, well off, family will be well off. So I thought that I am settling there as a clerk. But after about 53 days, the 53rd day, the result came. When the result came, I was declared as the first class and first rank among all the Muslim students who appeared in that university. So I was very happy. I thought my job will be I will be confirmed in the job, or maybe even I will be getting a promotion immediately. So the boss called me. See, the executive engineer, one Kumaragutti Menon, I still remember. He called me aside. Well, ask him to come. See, went there. From tomorrow you are not to enter the premises. It was a shock. I said, why? What is the? I want the money. We too are serving, and then see, and we want that money for the family expenses, to meet the family. No, you should not come. You are not destined to be a clerk here. So you have to go out and join. From tomorrow you should not enter the premises. I pleaded. He said no, because then he called me aside. Now I understand your sentiments. I can also appreciate your sentiments, but you are destined to be something else. If you continue as a clerk here, you will not be what you are destined to be. So you have to go out. It is out of my good wishes for you, not out of my hatred or anything, so that I am asking you to leave. Otherwise, a time may come when you may just say that, oh, but for this man, I would have become something else. So with that I had to come away and then go in and apply for some job outside. Not job, that I had to spend a few more days and give an application for the. Then the people said, you see, why can't he go for engineering? Why can't he go for medicine? No entrance examination. It is based on marks. Wherever I apply, I was sure to get. Whatever the course, because I could go for either for medicine or engineering those days. Then you see, nobody there to tell me how to get the form, where I have to apply. And even if I apply there, of course fee concession will be there, that will be taken care of. But to go and stay in the hostel somewhere, whether that financial support will be available through the military concession for that boarding and lodging. So finally settled, no, you apply for a course which is available in the government college. What is there? The best course was only BSc. And BSc what subject? Again you have to ask, look this way and that way when people apply. And they were saying, you see, first choice chemistry, second choice physics, third choice zoology. So science 3, because he could give only 3 choices. I too wrote like that: physics, chemistry, biology. And sure, as luck would have it, or as my fate would have it, I got an admission for chemistry. That is how I was inducted to the chemistry stream. So I spent 2 more years, and again, as luck would have it, I got a first class for the BSc. Those days, even under the Madras University, a first class BSc is qualified enough to be a junior lecturer under the Madras University. So I approached the manager of one of the colleges in Malabar, Farooq College, I don't know you have heard of. I contacted the secretary with an application. I sent an application, which was too far off. It is near Tellicherry, and all the way from Ernakulam to Tellicherry you cannot afford to send an application. And I got the appointment as this thing, directing me to join the college on. And probably I was shorter than probably even the shortest of the students those days in Malabar area, and even younger in age also, because in Malabar area, you see, people, they, even whether it is a boy or girl, male or female, they marry at a very early stage. So at least 60% of the students whom I had to teach chemistry, they were married with 1 or 2 children, and with one. So, and it was, I had to struggle. I don't know whether it is to be recorded. I had to blacken, you see, that brown mustache which was started coming. I had to stand before a mirror, draw lines like this, put on a bush shirt and pant, and look before the mirror, and then go to the class, because I have to face these students. But again, as God destined, you see, I was courageous enough, and I could face 60 students of that type and then take the classes. That is how I became a teacher under Madras University in Farooq College in 1950. I continued there for about 3 years, and in between, without my knowledge, some of my well-wishers who were senior people there, they colluded among themselves. They said, no, we have to send this man for higher studies. So I did not know that conspiracy. They hatched a conspiracy. There were many who had returned from Aligarh, Benares, Lucknow, etc. Those days, for the entire Madras University, we had only half a dozen or 7 or 8 postgraduate courses in Madras. Not so many universities, not so many posts. So I went there. I thought it is very difficult to get one of the 6 or 8 seats available for the entire Madras presidency. So these people applied for Aligarh without my knowledge, got a form, filled up the form, and applied for the admission. And when I got the card, then they came to me saying that you have got the card, you are going to a railway station to book the ticket. No booking those days, no reservation, no sleepers, but you have to purchase a ticket and go to Madras, stay in Madras for 1 or 2 days, then have a reservation for the Grand Trunk Express, sitting reservation for 2 days, 3 days journey to Aligarh. That is how I went to Aligarh. They pushed me aside and then sent me there. Then they said, no, you are not resigning, you are taking leave only, you have to come back. Fine. I see, they gave me leave, I went there, and again, it was after 2 years for my MSc, I got first class, first rank among all the students in the university. And by that time, I was of somewhat a presentable form. I became in the presentable form even when I became a lecturer. I had a crop, developed a crop, grew a mustache or artificial or whatever it is, and then I was in a man at that time, not just a boy. So I got admission, I got a first class, first rank. I said goodbye. They told me, no, you don't go, but no, I have to go and join the college. I came and joined the college. Those days in early 50, that was in 53. the government of India had a scheme of giving a senior government of India senior scholarship of 200 rupees, which was equivalent to the grade of a university senior lecturer. That was awarded for 3 years for the rank holders to do PhD. And naturally these people forced me, okay. I came back and I had joined. They said, no, now you have to leave. You go and again you come back. You see, I went there, joined, and though the scholarship was for 3 years, I could finish the work in 2 years. I submitted the thesis, and at that time Professor Emilias of Cambridge University, he was my chief examiner, and he sent the result of my thesis in about 21 days. He sent the results. And the other examiner was the senior professor of Lucknow University, one Professor Bhattacharya. So these people sent such an excellent report, and just after 2 years completing, then I got the award. I could finish the work in 2 years' time. And then the university people, if I tell some of the names, will be they are well known. Professor Nurul Hasan, who is one of the best educationalists, he was one of the professors there. And Professor Baber Mirza, a German national, he was biology, and Professor Farouk, he was a German returned professor. Then these two people, they had a conference. We cannot spare Dr. Abubacker from here, so he has to continue. So they absorbed me as a lecturer there. And Professor the Zakir Hussain, who became the president, he was the vice chancellor. They retained me there as lecturer, and I continued as lecturer till, again as fate would have it, I applied for a government job in BRC Bhabha Atomic Center in 1959. Then these people said, should we send him or not? Let him go and enjoy a holiday. Government is paying for that. Let him see Bombay at government expense and come back. So they agreed to come for an interview. I came for an interview. I went back, and within 2 weeks I get an appointment. Then there was a lot of confusion there, whether I should be spared or not. They had a lot of these things. So Professor Nurul Hasan and Baber Mirza, they were saying that no, we should not keep him here. We can get many students for the university. He has to go and join under Baba as such a prestigious organ. So let us spare him, let him go and join. That is how on 1st July 1959, I joined the Department of Atomic Energy in Bombay. Since I was already a PhD holder, I was taking classes, I was handling this thing. So my position was entirely different in the department, because I was given a lot of recognition to guide a group of students. I was given the recognition to be one of the teachers who teach the trainees. You know, the government of India under the Department of Atomic Energy started training schools. The first batch was taken in 1958. First batch. That continues even till this date, the training school system under the Department of Atomic Energy. So I had the opportunity to train even these fresh engineers and fresh postgraduates and graduates who joined the department and this thing. So I was a teacher, I was a research guide, I was a group leader, and that is how I continued in the department for such a long time. There again, because of this prestigious the assignment, not in terms of the very high salary, but since I should establish contact with the senior level people, sitting in the committee for almost from the time I joined for selection committees, going teaching the engineers and this thing, and then I thought it is a good position. Then I started involving myself in all social activities. I did not want to be confined to my chemistry activity or group leader. So that's all right, but then you have got 24 hours a day. Why only be fitting in for that a few hours of official work in the department? You see, in the university, the system those days were different. A research employee, just as you find in Cambridge or Oxford or any other American universities, even today, even in big universities, even today, that is the system. A research scholar and the professors, they work almost 18 hours doing the research. It's not from 10 to 4 or 9 to 3 or something like that. They start their work, even the professors will come at 10 o'clock in the night and see how the experiments are going